Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a reading vlog for this book, Caledonian Road by Andrew O'Hagan. It is very fat. It is 641 pages, I believe, and I also plan to listen to the audiobook, which is about 23 hours whilst reading along. The reason I'm doing this now instead of maybe later and putting it off like I usually do with new releases is because my audiobook loan expires in, I believe, 6 or 7 days from now. And the next time I'll be able to get it is in like the end of September, so I don't want to do that. I want to read it before then, so hopefully I do within this time frame of however long this vlog takes, hopefully less than 7 days. I barely read long books, nothing as big as this really ever. I just prefer short books, and that is how I am reading at the moment. But I've been dabbling, I've been trying to read a bit more fewer longer ones. But anywho, this is meant to be about Campbell Flynn, who is entering middle age. He's an art historian and celebrity pundit, and he meets a student called Milo Mangasha. Hopefully with the audiobook I'll be able to properly pronounce everyone's names, and he is sort of gets him into a more precarious world or something to follow, and incendiary year a web of secrets and crimes will be revealed, and I'm really excited. I've been wanting to read this for a while. It wasn't like fully on my radar, but I was like, you know what, I really enjoyed Mayflies. Sounds interesting. I thought it was queer first of all, but I don't believe it is. But yeah, without further ado, let's get stuck into this, and I shall be coming at you with the next update. So I got to page 48. I'm just going to stop just for now because it's currently like 9 o'clock and I was just going to go and make some dinner. So I'm enjoying it a lot. It is very literary, and like you have to sort of use your brain a bit to understand sort of what's not necessarily what's happening, but sort of like to remember things, I guess, going forward. But basically we're following Campbell Flynn, and he is like an art historian, and he like writes books and like a critic, and he's currently working at the English department at UCL, and he has a student called Milo, and he sort of questions things, and he's like a young, I believe, black male, and he's recently lost his mum, and he sort of pushes Campbell to sort of like think about things different, and sort of understand that sort of like the world is changing, and sort of like what is the point of things in some sense as well. Also, like, Campbell has sort of like money problems, sort of, and he has come from sort of like a working class upbringing in Glasgow, and like there was a bit that I thought was quite good about how his mum said that they paid for this life for their children twice. First of all, sort of like the tuition and education, but also sort of like by being left behind, and he sort of feels that he's not fully achieving what he can be achieving for like his parents in a way, but they are dead now. Yeah, there's like other characters as well. He's also with his sister, who's like an MP, supporting like working people, still representing Ayrshire in Scotland in Parliament, and Campbell's wife's sister's husband, he's like a duke or something. Also Campbell's old friend William, he's sort of like a retail tycoon. He borrowed money off him, and he is like been like accused of things sort of like in the news and stuff for sort of like corruption or something. And yeah, so there's quite a few like storylines sort of going along. He also has a tenant, and she is very like moody in a way, and is sort of like wanting things done. But I am enjoying this very much so, and I will get back to you after. I got to page 124, and I just want to talk about it. I'm just going to hold up this instead of the actual big book because it's already hurting my hand from holding it. Anyway, more has happened. Also, I forgot to say earlier that he is like written like a self-help book, and he wants it published or like anonymously, sort of about like what it's like to be a man in sort of like nowadays, and sort of like I guess touch on mental health and things, but like it's not really that explained about. But yeah, so it's just all about like this him and Milo, and just like examining things, and there's like other plot points and things. It's also about like the William and like his dodgy dealings and sort of like things coming out, and also the Duke that I was saying about. He is honestly infuriating. He is such a horrible, like he's just so annoying, and like quite a few of the other characters as well. They just seem so like pompous and like rich and like hoity-toity, and you know, it's just like I do not care about you. Like honestly, I do not like you like much at all. You're just like really irritating me. Campbell seems to be the only one that actually is like saying things about like what is going on, and it's just after like COVID as well, like it's like in 2021, so like the end of like the lockdowns, and to like through like what went on, and like the impacts of COVID and how it affected like minority groups a lot more, and poorer people, a lot of that sort of like classism and like some parts like racism and xenophobia within sort of like the ideology of these people and how institutions work in some sense and things. But yeah, Campbell seems the only one that's like actually like talking about the stuff properly and like, you know, calling people out on their like chat. But yeah, I'm not really liking all that like pompousy talk because it's like quite irritating. But then on the other side, there's also like Milo's friends and like other people in his life are sort of like gang violence and like drug dealing and drug taking, which I personally just hate to like read that content. So it's like two sort of ends, and I'm just not really liking either of them. But I'm still like intrigued and want to see sort of like what has Campbell sort of like been involved in, and it's going to be, I think I've read somewhere on the like postcard I'm using as a bookmark that it's the story of one man's epic fall from grace. So I think that's sort of what the main brunt of the story is going to be, and like why and like how. So I'm intrigued for that, but sort of what's going on around it, I don't really care, and it's a little bit frustrating. But anyway, another break now. May just go to bed because it's like 1:30 a.m. And see you in the morning. So see you whenever. Hey, you never get this view, but this is like my books. That's because I've been laying like down like on my front to read, and the light's like really weird. But anyway, it's coming up to 6. It's the next day, obviously, and I've got some women's qualifier games for the Euros to watch. So it's got Scotland and then Wales and then England against Republic of Ireland. But I've reached page 174, and we've also just gone into the second book, Summer. So I'll tell you actually what is happening after, but it's basically just more going on. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I'm not stopping like just anywhere at the end of the other bit. There was a 3 like dots to signify the chapter break. So see you after. Hello. So I've got to page 222. So about a third. That was 2 days ago. I didn't read anything yesterday of this book anyway. Like, more's happened. I guess it's just sort of like getting introduced to like other characters as well, sort of like subplots. There's one sort of about like trafficking people and sort of like sweatshop work and sort of like modern day slavery in some sense, and how they're linked to sort of the other characters in the book, and how like a lot of this sort of like old boys network is sort of like linked with like these different people, and like the like rich sort of like poshy sort of old money are sort of like getting involved with like more like gangs, and like also like lots of like Russian involvement and other things as well. It's a little bit like confusing. It's not really my type of book. I thought it was going to be a bit more different. I don't know. Yeah, I really like Jacob. He's so cute. There's also quite a lot of like queer characters, which I do enjoy, and it's a lot of diversity involved in the book, which I think is done well, because it's obviously portraying a contemporary London, and London is so, you know, multicultural, and there's so many differences between us Londoners. And it really does bring London to life. Like, I know so many of these places, obviously I live in London, and it's nice to like know these, like where they're going and how it's all working out, and like I've walked these streets and stuff, and that's, I think, done really, really well, the way it just creates this like world in your mind. It's just very long-winded. And yeah, I don't know, I was contemplating maybe DNFing, like soft DNFing for a bit, because there's still over 400 pages, and I'm just like, am I ready for that, like in a couple of days time? I don't know, but I will think about it. I'm not enjoying it, I'm just not loving it, you know. And I've just been having such a weird time with books lately, and my brain and just everything's just been like very like there, so I don't know how to feel. But yeah, I was thinking maybe of going for a walk, possibly. I'm not going to take this because it's massive and really heavy, and no, probably won't even get much reading done anyway. But if I do go, I might just listen to the audiobook and then like come back to reading physically, like dual whatever, afterwards. But I'm not sure yet. I'll just see. I've just been feeling very stressed as well, like lately. So I don't know. Anywho, that was a little update, a little, you know, personal one. I'm bookish. But I'll see you soon on what I decide to do. Bye for now. Hey, so I didn't go out. I just did some more sorting, which is followed on from the last vlog. But anyways, and then I watched the Euros final, which was fun, but I wasn't really that invested, if I'm being completely honest. I really only support the women's team. But anywho, I have not read any other book today. I have not read anything today. I need to get my Les Mis done first and foremost, and then I might read a bit. This kind of update is really like not useful, but yeah, I don't know why I put it in there. Will I keep it? I don't know. We shall see. See you in a bit. This is so weird. I'm literally reading the book. I'm on like page 244. It's not a spoiler, but like there's a character, I don't know if I've talked to you about him, called Jacob. But he sort of is like a migrant that was like trafficked over, sort of like in Bozidar's business. Bozidar is Gozia's brother, and Gozia is the girlfriend of Milo, but they're sort of also linked with sort of like Bykov and sort of like the other rich people in a way, but like not everyone knows all the connections fully. But anyway, and Jacob's in Leicester, and they're watching the Euros final, but in 2021. I was like, that's so weird, because I'm literally reading it on the day of the Euros final 24, but about sort of how like the dichotomy and how like there was always one for England when they was scoring and doing good. But then here, a little quote. England was two different countries that night. One warm and hopeful, the country far away, and now this, the energy of the place boiling with hatred and the hero worship gone to shit. He watched the last of the young black players come up to the penalty spot, and he felt the blame in the room. And like the aftermath of that one was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I just thought that's just, it's tackled well, and it's just very strange how, like, the connection. I did not plan it, obviously, I didn't know, but yeah, I am enjoying it mostly, I guess. But at the same time, I'm just finding it hard to fully want to continue reading and reading. I just feel like it's not on set for a 5. I just want something, that's going to click with me. But we shall see. The Duke is so bloody pompous and frustrating. I literally hate every single time he's on a page. He just was annoying, self-centered, like, irritant ever. Anyway, I think it's coming up to 1 o'clock. I've got about 4 pages left, and I'll be on page 274. And then I think I will go to sleep. So, see you probably in the morning. Morning! So, it's actually 11:40, so near the afternoon, but it still counts. I'm going to try and just, like, read and read and see how much I can get done in just, like, one big go. I will probably not do it in one big go, but by the end of today, I would love to be at least, like, page 450, maybe in the 500s. I'm currently on 274, so it should be doable, but it's going to be difficult. So let's do that, because I only have like 4 days left on my loan now. Maybe it might even be free. So kind of wire, getting to the wire, cutting the line. I don't know what the phrase is now. Getting to the wire, is it? I don't know. Anyway, what the fuck? There's like a baby caterpillar on my bed. Ew. I mean, it was cute, but scary. I don't know how it got there. I don't know if it was on my books. I literally just put it on my bed and then I was going to start reading. If it came off of that, or like they were already there in my bed. And I literally just changed all my sheets like 2 days ago. Maybe it was like I don't know. Was it even a caterpillar? That was just stressful, and now I feel unclean. Also, I haven't read anything yet, and it's been like nearly an hour. TikTok, that's what it is. Roll. And I think I'm gonna watch like an episode of This Country or something just for like half an hour, and then I'll go back to the book. Okay. Page 376. So I've read 100 today, which I'm happy about. I had to change the speed to 1.75 on the audiobook now, because I'm just sort of want to like go fast. But there's like a storm. Like it was a little bit of lightning and some thunder as well. And I kept seeing, I think it's the 15th today on like TikTok, so I was watching a lot. And there's like this like quote thing that's going around, like it's like St. Smithers Day is on the 15th, and if it rains, that means that like the rest of the summer it's gonna rain. So that's looking fun. But anyway, let's get back to the book. Hello. So I got to page 432, just about to go on to book 4, Winter, but I think I might stop for a bit and make something to eat, and then possibly come back to it. I'm trying to bang out as much as I can today, because I'm hoping to go out tomorrow, so yeah, but I shall see you soon.
Organizing your bookshelves can be quite the task. Exact same advice as I've given everyone. Say it with me, guys. Let the books breathe.
I love that.
Really need to either
like,
buy
okay,
extra
mistreatment, but like the colour is, oh, it's beautiful. Can you see the clock? But it's just gone 12. I think I'm gonna read till 1, see how much I can get done, and then see maybe if I can catch up on a few more book reviews, which I've been trying to do, because I hadn't have caught up in like since January until like the past like week. So I might do a few of them and then go to sleep, and probably maybe update you later, or probably in the morning. So see ya.
Now listen here, the Duke has done many bad things, but no, it's not. But I just thought I would say it to be different. But the worst thing he has done is have a celery smoothie, or like make one celery smoothie. Ew. No, I mean that's enough to get him sent in prison. Okay, it's not a spoiler because it's not like it should be. Not a spoiler, but like it should be enough to send him in prison because that's just wrong. That is actually wrong. It's horrible. Celery in your smoothie. I mean, maybe like other stuff's like take away from the disgusting, vile taste. But on the page it just says celery smoothie, and that's just, you know, disgusting.
I think it's time for bed. Night. I am like, I was actually like, yeah, bedtime. So see you tomorrow.
Okay, maybe it didn't come off that side. It's not very feasible. Aslay. I mean, Aslan. More like Aslan. That looks so
I'm gonna eat
good.
my toast and then get back to our reading. I really think I can finish it today. I will. I'm manifesting it. I will. It's dark, but I got to page like 570, I think now. So I'm getting there still. But I had to stop because the Euros qualifiers was on. England drew, but they qualified for the Euros to defend their title in Switzerland next year. Yay. Wales won and are like top in their group, and so is Scotland, and they go through to playoffs now. So hopefully looking good for both of them. And Ireland beat France 3-1, with Denise O'Sullivan getting a goal in her hometown of Cork, which was really great. So yeah, so I'm gonna get back to reading and then see how much I can do over and over again. Done. I finished it. I have got a bit of a headache, but I think I'm gonna watch some YouTube or something for now, and then, you know, probably wrap this up either later or in the morning. But yeah, I did finish it in that day. It was actually like 12:20, but I classed that as the same day up until 1 a.m. So yay. And I still have like 2 days left on the loan, so good for me, right? Anyway, I shall be back with you with the final wrap-ups and, you know, the proper review, and actually telling you more, I guess, about what happened, maybe. I don't know, because I haven't really been doing it like that much. I've sort of been complaining. But anyway, an hour of Gavin. Sign me up. Sign me up. So, Caledonian Road. I think for star rating, I'm going to settle on 3.5, rounded up to 4 on Goodreads. It's very well written. It's overwritten. I think the best part and what I loved most about it was just how it brings London to life with these characters and the setting and all the different places, and it just feels very like good at doing that, and I really enjoy that part of it. It does have like a lot to say. It does tackle many sort of like contemporary issues and things that are like affecting us and things that should be talked about and discussed and like changed. But herein lies, I think, some of the problems that it sort of tries to do too much, and I mean it is long enough to tackle a lot, and it does, but it just seemed like there was just so much involved and lots of like separate plot points and so many characters, and they like it all does fit together, but you still have to like use a lot of your brain to like keep on track of what's going on and who did what to who, and like why, and like when's that happening, and like how's it all, you know, going on, and how are they involved and things like that, which is clever the way it's all interlinked and things. It's just a bit over the top sometimes. The writing, like I said, it's well written. It's quite, you know, pretentious and a bit, you know, showy offy in some sense, which isn't a bad thing again. Just sometimes you have to be like, huh? I'm sorry. I'm going to try and list off some of the things that he tries to talk about, and I think it does do them justice in some sense, but at the same time not fully, and because there's so much, they're sort of squished in a bit. But yeah, let's just sort of like go through a quick like list of what he talks about. Sort of like gang violence and you know, drug problems and like retaliation, like injustice in like the prison and, you know, court systems, like family dynamics, and, you know, your parents and how you get along with them, and your children, and also sort of like lost youth, or like trying to retain your youth or like get it back, like Russian involvement in government, migrant workers and how they're exploited, and like the trafficking and like crossing, and like modern day slavery involved in it, like the way rich people and like upper classes like look down on, and also sort of like get away with so much because they have money and influence and power, and like they know the right people and they know how to get things done. Like racism still very, very prevalent in British society, and the way it impacts people, and like who gets to tell the stories of things and who gets to see themselves represented in certain things, like property and things. There is so much more. My brain's just going a little bit blank at the moment. Like art and like its meanings, and like all different like pieces as well that you can look up. Like mental health and like the crisis and how it's impacting people, like the way like things can be taken out of context, and like the way something is viewed by some people is different than others, and sort of like this like incel community, and like the way males are like seen and treated, and how they think about themselves, like sort of talk, like the little things that build up and like lead to your depression and like anxiety and like mental health problems, like sexual harassment, and the way like sexism and sexual assault is sort of like covered up in some sense, or, you know, gaslit into thinking so and so, or the way that like you may be with someone that is an abuser but you don't fully know, or like you just accept them because of, you know, other things in your life that you can't really like be like, oh, I'll just leave you because you're like dependent, and sort of like the Me Too movement, accepting the things that survivors say, and also like drug addiction and how that links to other things, and yeah, just so much stuff basically, and I think it was done well, but just it was a bit too much. I think if it had just stuck to a certain number of things he was trying to, you know, pinpoint and explore and put messages across. He could have done it better had it been shorter and not have been so many sort of like tangential plot points that like interlink. And it would have kept my attention more on my enjoyment and enthusiasm. Also, I just really didn't like a lot of the characters. So many of them were just very like pompous and irritating, and like the way they speak and the way they act, like it's just like mega eye roll, like literally I could not care less about you. And I feel like there still needs to be some semblance of like you want to know what's going to happen, like do you care for them some ways. And I get you do get that with the main character in some sense, but I was just lost as it went along, really. I liked Milo. I wish he had more sort of like parts himself. And maybe it might have been better if it had been more like, not necessarily dual POV, but from their perspectives more, because it's like different, there's so many different people's perspectives you get, and it's like very inconsistent. But yeah, that was just like a big mind rabble of that. I need to fully compile my thoughts and write my review, which probably won't be posted till like December. But anywho, that is the book. It's done. Not another 5-star. Still in my drought. So come back next vlog series for me reading more books till I find a 5-star read. Hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. I would recommend the book to some people that can like handle the pretentiousness and the long-windedness of the writing and the storytelling, but I feel like for most readers it's a bit too much, and I think I would possibly like to give it a reread, you know, to get more about it, maybe like write notes and things. But I would not be doing so for like another 4 or 5 years. Whereas Mayflies is a book I would probably like to reread in like maybe a year or two. I probably won't, but like some books, they have that attraction to you. So I would definitely recommend Mayflies, but not really this. But anyway, I've spoken way too long on this. I need to edit, upload, and hopefully it does well. So yeah. Anyway, see you very soon. Have a nice morning, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Do this, I'm gonna go to sleep.